Hiya, so I'm just at work at the moment, just before the shop opens, and this morning I've had two pieces of wholemeal toast, 400 grams, just one healthy extra B. I've had 4.5 sins worth of peanut butter, so 15 grams of peanut butter, and I have had 2 pears and a banana in my peanut butter. Like, I sort of made a sandwich out of my toast, peanut butter and banana inside, you know, like it's this little toast sandwich. So I am conscious. Yesterday I think I was after the pastriness of the quiche, and I think I was after that kind of fillingness that kind of flour related goods give you. So I think I'm going to be a bit more aware of having a bit more bread in my diet. So today I'm going to use both my healthy extra B's on bread. So I've had 2 this morning, and I'm going to have 2 with my chilli today. I know now that it won't worry me, that I can still use my sins on. Yeah, so I can still use my sins on healthy. I can still use my sins on healthy things, so it does still mean I can have my nuts and fruit later if I want to. But I'm just having a little readjust. I think it threw me off kilter slightly, having foods in the house that I would not have normally had. So in terms of foods that I would have normally eaten lots of, and I think it's kind of like a balance now, because I will have to interact with those foods. It's not like I can't ever see them ever again. So I think it's sort of I don't know whether it set off a vague sense of deprivation in me. So that might have then resulted a couple of days later of eating something that, again, I know I can sin it, but it's the way it acts on my body that I don't enjoy. I don't like the way it pulls me to eat it. And I'm like, you know, I'd rather eat food that I can enjoy, but I can take it or leave it. I'd rather have food where I'm enjoying eating it at the point, but if it turns out I'm not eating it, there's always other things to eat. Whereas certain foods just pull me, and I don't enjoy. There's nothing wrong with the foods, nothing wrong with eating them. It's just that I don't enjoy the way that they mess with my brain. I enjoy having control over my own brain and what I want to choose, not what my kind of chemistry chooses. So I'm just trying to just have a little bit of cautious time, just being aware. So for the moment I'm going to use my Health Extra B's just for a bit more bread. I'd quite like to find a wholemeal pitta that was a Healthy Extra B, because I know that I think it's like if they're 60 grams, they're a Healthy Extra B. So normal pittas are around 70 grams, so I know that that's a slight issue, that I've got to try and find a pitta, wholemeal pitta, because I'm quite looking forward to hummus, like making those sin-free falafels with the chickpeas and the onions and all the spices and that, and then having some hummus, sin-free hummus, then having a wholemeal pitta, and then with that just like loads of shredded lettuce or something like that. I think that would be really good. So I think I'd really like to see if I can make that a reality. The sin value of a pitta normally then is about, I think it's about 8 sins or so. So I don't know whether I feel comfortable with having 8 sins on a pitta. Also don't know if I'm going to want to eat more than one pitta. So I just don't know. It'll be a test to see, but I'd quite like to see if I could find a Healthy Extra B pitta. But anyway, that's as far as I've got so far. And now I'm just going to have to kind of ride it out and just be careful, cautious and aware, so that I'm on plan again today. As Jane said, you know, in our last vlog, about how we need to figure out a way that we're on plan all the time, and part of that is getting back on it. So it's not about quick fixes, it's not about doing kind of ad hoc behaviours and things like that. It's about consistency. So it's important for me today that I'm on plan to prove to myself that, well, prove to myself again, because I know it's the case, that when you have a day you've gone over sins, it doesn't have to affect the next day. You just get back on it and you just carry on because it's your lifestyle. Right, I'm going to go and do my work now. I'll see you later, guys. Bye. Chilli with rice and cherry tomatoes and hummus on 2 slices of 400-gram wholemeal loaf for a healthy extra B. Oh yeah, I'm having, well, I've already had some pear, some orange and some apple. I'm going to cut the orange up into little pieces. I've got the kettle boiling to have a hot drink. I'm just going to be calm, just for a little bit. Be calm with a knife. I'm not going to do any stabbing. I'm just going to be calm, just let myself settle in, because I'm feeling pretty knackered, and pretty tired, and pretty sort of escapist. I'm feeling quite escapist, and I think sometimes that's a trigger for food for me. Sort of use food to escape with. So I'm just gonna be calm about it all and just have a snack and a drink. So we're gonna have a decaffeinated coffee with almond milk. So I'm gonna have a Baby Bell. I wouldn't normally eat cheese. I've been trying to kind of have a bit of time off like cheese because I was sort of trying to do the whole vegan thing. But I still have mozzarella on my cannelloni because I've not found a good enough alternative. I'm going to do the whole tofu thing, but I've got to get better at tofu. Also, my mum gave me loads of Baby Bells left over, so I thought, well, I'll take them, and they're alright, you know, they're individual sealed things, so I can have 2 of these for a healthy extra B. I've got my healthy extra. I've done one for almond milk, and there'll be one for the cheese. There'll be 2 of these, so I'm going to have those as a snack. And then I'm going to plug myself in with my headphones. Just try and, I've got so many thoughts running through my head. I feel quite overwhelmed at the moment with all the stuff to do with the shop and all the things you've got to do in life, etc, etc. But I know realistically that feeling overwhelmed is not going to get any of them done, and in fact it stops you from getting the stuff done. So I know the only way for me to tackle this feeling of overwhelmness is just keep doing what I need to do. There's always another day to do some more stuff, and what's the worst that can happen? The worst, you know, you just got to keep doing what you can do. There's only so much you can do. So I'm going to plug myself in. I've got to take this jumper off because these sleeves don't roll up properly, and I hate it when you can't like roll up your sleeves to kind of wash up and stuff, and I'm all like crunched up. So I'm going to take my jumper off. I'm going to put my apron on. I'm going to put my headphones on, and then I'm going to, I think I'm working my way through the Super Size, Super Skinny series I. So I'll go have another go on one of them. Quite good because they last about 45 minutes, so you can kind of just get into it and stay there on YouTube. And also my light has gone, so my fluorescent is not doing its thing. It's like it's popping, but it's not lighting up, so I basically have no light. I've got this light here on this side of my kitchen, but I've got no light here, which is where I normally cook. And I used to have like a little underlight here, but that went recently as well, so I'm basically just going to cook some pasta in the dark. I might see if I can find a lamp or something upstairs to give myself a bit more light. So, you know, cut myself or whatever. So I'm going to do that. And I was just thinking about Jane Day, saying about how you're not eating over problems, and you know, and although it sounds a little bit weird, like, no, I'm not going to eat over the fact that I don't have a light here. The fact of the matter is not having a light there is making me a little bit nervous. It's making me a bit sad. It's making me a bit, oh, I haven't got a light. I'm going to sort of cook in the dark, and so sometimes you can do this cycle thing where, oh, you know, now I'm sad and now life isn't going well, and then there's a little bit of your brain that goes, well, maybe you can make it easier by eating something that will boost your mood so that you can cope with it better. You know, that's a perfectly valid thing for your brain to say. It always worked in the past, so why wouldn't it work now? So it's trying to help your brain. I am trying to help my brain steer myself around these types of things by, say, for instance, getting a lamp instead of eating food to make myself feel better about cooking in the dark. It's trying to find ways for my brain to solve a problem instead of just doing a temporary cover-up. I'm so new to this, all of this kind of actually functioning as a person without all of the crutches, that it takes quite a lot of time for my brain to figure out actually how I'm going to cope with all of this sort of stuff. I know I've been doing it for, we've been doing the shop for, I'm just coming up to 5 years, but still I came from such a place of disorganisation and eating troubles and fear, and I came from such a place of that it's taken such a long time to even uncover any of it. So yeah, I'm going to go and find myself a lamp and I'll eat my piece of cheese. So I'll catch you later when I eat something next, which is likely to be a bit of pasta in the veg. I think I've got some sins, so I think I've only used my 4.5 sins on my peanut butter this morning, so that will give me a bit of avocado to have with a pasta in the evening after the kitty's gone to bed. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Here we are. I have my lamp, my bedside lamp. It's pretty cosy actually. It's making me feel sleepy now. So I'm going to get my lamp and I'm going to make some dinner. It's for 5:30, so I'm a bit behind my schedule really, but those are the types of things where I have to calm down about because it's okay. Ready? I'm hungry. All right, and there we are. That's the time. That's the time allowance of hungry times. Let's get dinner making. Some orange and limes as a little snack. Guys, I would like to try some just limes by itself, so we're having a little try. Hiya, I've just had to nip to Sainsbury's, do a late night quick little shop because my daughter's got a cold sore, so just to go and get some Zvirex for her. And in the fruit section there were some 5p plums, so I've got some plums, four of them there, so I'm just going to eat one now. Don't like to. I'll see you in a bit. Hello, so I'm just got back from Sainsbury's. Everyone's asleep. It's at about 8:30, I'd say, something like that. So I feel a bit escapist. Like I feel really rebellious. I don't wanna. What I should be doing is put the washing on now, so that I can have my meal. So then I can sit down while the washing's getting on. But I just feel like I feel so much like I don't want to do everything by exactly when I've got to do it type of thing. I feel really like. So I'm just going to take it slow this evening. I know I'll do everything that I need to do. I think I'm just going to relax and calm, because one of the ways in which I used to rebel is eating as well. So I escape through eating and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to take my time. So what I'm going to do, I was just unpacking the shopping, so I just thought I'd just quickly show you what I got. So I got these vegetarian chorizo and red pepper sausages, the Linda McCartney ones. I've decided that I tend to have fruit as a snack, and now that the weather's cooling right down, I'm struggling with just having fruit as a snack. I feel a little bit like, just a bit of fruit. Even though the fruit's nice, I want something else. So I thought what I might do is just build back in a bit of protein, a bit of kind of warm food. So when I get back, I could just put one of these in the microwave and just have it as a snack. So these are half a sin each. Those chorizo and red pepper sausages. I also got some like bits from the reduced section. I got some, I don't normally have lettuce at all in the house, so this is going to, but I'm vaguely thinking about doing that pita bread hummus and falafel thing, so I thought I'd get a bit of lettuce, but if I don't end up eating it in that, then I can just always put it in like curry or things like that, you know, just like in, excuse me, like spinach. So I've got some, this was reduced to 10p, some strong and peppery Italian salad with, it's got just a mix of baby salad leaves of green Batavia, red cos, baby spinach and wild rocket. So I thought I'd kind of either dump that with a meal or 10p is quite good. I've got some more lettuce, some British cross lettuce, 10p. And I've got another one of lettuce as well, so quite a lot of lettuce, but I'm sure I'll be able to eat it up quite quick, especially if I cook with it. Another 10p one. It's also organic lettuce, and I very rarely buy organic anything because of the price, so I thought it might be quite nice to have something organic. Let's see what it tastes, whether it tastes much different. I've also got some celery, just because I don't have any celery in, and I haven't had any for ages. It's not overly nice, just that I don't like to just eat it, but I'd very much like it cooked. And so I had got some, I used to make myself celery and lentil soup, like quite early on in my Slimming World time. I quite liked celery, so I might just, none of the other family members really like cooked celery, but there will be opportunities where I can, sometimes I have a meal that's just mine, you know, so it's, I can always use it then. I've got some 6 wholemeal pittas. So what I think I'm going to do, because I can freeze these, I think I'm going to cut them in half, and I'm going to freeze them cut in half, like cut in half this way, and then I'm going to take one out if I want to use it, which I think that's going to be, so it's 150 calories, so I will check properly for the sins, but it's likely to be somewhere around 8 sins for the whole pitta. So if I cut it in half, then it'll be probably about 4 sins. I'll check it obviously before I eat it properly, but I'm thinking that that might be a good option for me to, I know it won't be a healthy extra, but I could have half and then have it with that, with some falafels, some hummus, some lettuce, and then some more like falafel on the side if I wanted to eat a bit more, but then I'd have like a segment. And if I did want to have 2, then it would only be like 8 sins, but it wouldn't be a whole, like it wouldn't be filling the whole thing. It would just be 2 halves, so it'd feel like more like a sandwich. This is dangerous territory, but I feel like I've gone down the route of no sugar for quite a fair while now, and I feel quite confident that I'm okay with that. Even that time yesterday when I went over, yesterday when I went and had some quiche, I was not at all tempted to have any of the kids like sweets or anything like that. That wasn't a thing. So I know it was mostly just because I was hungry, and I chose something that was relatively, although I didn't really want to eat it and it was quite compulsive, at least what I chose was sort of quite savoury and healthy, so I'm okay with that. So I think maybe it's time to kind of start introducing things that I struggled with, that I can just be careful and safe with. So these are all the little plums. These are little 5p plums, and the benefit of reduced fruit is it's usually ripe because when you buy it before, it's not ripe, because then you let it ripen. So it's a good idea, basically ripen for you in the shop. This is just some tin foil. I've got some lemons. So this is some reduced lemons. 69p, some basics lemons. I am thinking about doing the whole putting some lemon, like a slice of lemon in some water. Thinking about that, but also because those oranges and limes thing work quite well, I think I might do some slices of lemon and oranges, just to, you know, lemons are free. May as well see how you can eat them. Some meat-free burgers. So I thought again those corn patties were good, but they were like 4 for £2. So I thought if I could find something that would be similar, because they were gone. I mean, I ate one and then we ate the 3 the next day, so they were gone immediately, so it wasn't a lot to go round. So I thought if I got this pack, this is 8 meat-free burgers. I'll check obviously on the sins on this one, so I'm not sure on the sins, because this will be an element of free food, if you know what I mean. There'll be free food within this because it's got soy protein. So I'll have to check to see how many of those been, but I can't imagine that being much more than a sin each, because it's quite it's low in fat and high in protein and high fibre, and those types of things are usually what Cinnamon Roll goes by for whether it's a low sin or a high sin option. A little orange for 5p. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just totally normal orange. It's got a little bit of green on it, but I don't think that's a. So I'll just pop that in the food bowl really. And some reduced Albus oil, because that's always really useful, and it's quite an expensive item, so I thought I'll get some of that. I've got some green lentils in water. That's reduced down to 45p. I don't overly know what I'm going to do with these. Whether I might slip them in the curry that I normally make on a Thursday, because I do put lentils in the curry. I put red split lentils, so I might put these green lentils in instead. They're supposed to be quite good in a salad, but not very good with salad. Let's try and. So I certainly wouldn't want to just eat a salad. Some more basic sultanas, because I've been really enjoying having my sultanas in the porridge, and although the prunes were good, you don't really get a lot of them for the sins, which you can have kind of like just 15 grams of these, basically like 15 sultanas for 2.5 sins. So I wanted to have some of them again, just because it's nice. It's nice to have things that aren't overly high. And then I've just got some furniture polish, 54p, just some, because we normally just use the lavender palette furniture polish. So I thought I'd just get some of that, just because we don't polish a lot of things. But there's like a little coffee table in the living room, and like a little wooden kind of thing where we put the telly on, and the DVDs go in there, and we sort of polish the sides. And the kiddies, when we're playing tidying up, they love polishing the best, so we do tend to go through a fair bit of that. Sometimes we polish the stair, like the banister on the stairs as well, so thought that's quite a good idea to keep those kind of things that they don't go off, and you often need them, so I thought I'd do that. So I'm gonna now I made some pasta earlier. I'm going to sit down. I'm just going to eat some pasta. I'm just going to sit this pasta will have, it's supposed to be split up into 3 portions. My partner hasn't eaten his portion, so I'll have his portion, and then the rest of the 2 will then be split off into containers for tomorrow. And I think because I've put 15 olives in it, so it'll be 1 sin per portion, as in it will be split up in 3 portions. So that'll be the pasta. I don't think I've ever put any of the sins in there, because I don't put the sausages in because I didn't have any. So I'm going to have instead these I'm going to have 2 vegetarian chorizo red and pepper sausages, and I'm going to have that pasta. And I had 4.5 sins this morning with my toast, so that would be 5.5 sins, and I'm thinking I might have some avocado with it, and possibly some kind of light leafy greens on the side, and probably have a bit of that Italian salad. I'll weigh out my avocado to see, but if I've had that's 5.5 sins, that does give me just under 10 sins to have, and I usually an avocado is like sort of about 7 sins or so, half avocado, so I'll probably do that. I'm just going to take some time out. I'm going to I feel very escapist. There's lots of I'm doing this course, and I didn't realise quite how quickly it'd come round, and the chap's coming next week to come and see how much work I've done. I've done like half of a question. I haven't really done very much. The half term dropped in, and I totally didn't do any work then, so I might have to do a bit of work in the evening. He won't mind, obviously, if I haven't done it, because it's supposed to be part of your work, like, you know, part of running your own business, so it's okay to not have completed it already. But I didn't realise it was so quick, but I would like to at least do some. I've been set 2 questions, basically 2 units, and I'd like to at least complete one of the units by next Tuesday. So we're on Wednesday now, so I've got just under a week, which I've got some evening time to do these things, and I've still got a couple of mornings before I open the shop. It's only 20 minutes or so before I open the shop, or just about half an hour, so we can do a little bit, and I'll do some in the evenings. And there's probably Sunday that I can put a little bit in while the kiddies, because the kiddies do their homework session, so I might be able to fit in a little bit then, but I'll go by ear. If I haven't managed to reach, haven't done loads, then I will at least, I can just contact him and just let him know how much I have done. But I've learnt along the way that I don't benefit at all from pushing myself unnecessarily. Life will still go on, no matter how overwhelmed I feel, and no matter how I feel like my life is going to crumble around me. I know that actually doesn't actually happen. So all you do is you keep trying your best. Sometimes your brain doesn't want to be at its maximum all the time. So sometimes your brain just gives up and it will not do it. And the only way you can coax it gently back into its ability to function again is just be gentle. So I'm just going to take the pressure off. Just going to sit and have some food, calm down, not particularly like excitable, but like just try and de-stress a little bit. I'll put a load of washing on in a bit. It'll be fine. We're still quite early on in the evening, so it's not a big deal. But I don't want it to rebound at me and make me want to comfort eat. So I'm just going to take it slowly. All right, I'm going to go make myself some dinner. Thanks so much, guys, for being there for me. It's really helpful to have somewhere just to put my thoughts and worries and feelings, and just to keep myself on track, to save me sabotaging myself. Alright guys, lots of love. See you soon. So I've got my pasta with veg, like got gherkins, onions and mixed peppers, and then I think I've got a bit of sweet corn in there as well. And then I've got some avocado, which is 66 grams of avocado, so I'm going to count it as 7 sins. So my 5.5 plus 7 sins, which is 12.5. Yep, I think it's 12.5. That's plenty. Oh, yes, 12.5 plus the 1 sin of my olives, 13.5, plus my sausages, 14.5. So it's just under the 15. Yep, so that's just under 15 sins, and then obviously I've got a bit of salad to have with it as well. Alright, I'm going to eat this, and also I forgot to say, those Sainsbury's meat-free burgers they're half a sin for 2 burgers, which is pretty good. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, so I'm just going to have, sounds a bit thirsty, so I'm going to have a glass of water, and in it I've chopped up a lemon. The 2 end bits I have squeezed into the water, and then I've put 3 slices of lemon in there. So I'm just going to try that out for a bit, just to see what it feels like. It's nice, and I can top up some water on top. It tastes quite nice at the moment. I like water. It's not like I don't like it, but I just thought I'd try something else. Try it a bit different. You know, change it up, do the variety. And also, because I've been kind of eating a bit and then add some salad in, you know, just kind of give me, just kind of mix it up. And now I'm starting to feel quite pleasantly full. So obviously you can see I've got quite a lot of food left on here, so I'll probably just see how I go with my water and if I've had enough of this, then I'll probably just put it in the container for tomorrow and just kind of have it as that. The best thing about Slimming World is that you can pile your plate as much as you like, absolutely high as you like, and as long as you've got your third speed and your bit of protein in there and your free food, your stomach will naturally go, I've had enough now, and it happens nicely. So you can fill a big old plate. I had a massive plate, huge there, and I've maybe made I don't know, just over a half, just under a half dent in it or something, and now I'm quite full. So, and it's all right. Just leave it for later. It's not a big deal. So yeah, that's my favourite thing about Slimming World, is you never have to think, you never have to start off with small portions and then feel like you're on a diet. You can just pile your plate and just go for it, enjoy it, and then your brain just goes, I've had enough now, thanks, and then you're done. Alright then, I'm going to carry on having a chill out, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye! Hiya, so I am pretty much at the end of the day. The washing machine has just got the last few minutes on it, so I'll just swap that over, excuse me, and put the little towel load in overnight. I have just done a little bit of washing up and such, and so I've just finished off the last bits of the orange and lime that the kiddies and me had earlier. So I've finished off the last bits of orange that weren't eaten. Then I've also put the leftover limes. My daughter ate quite a few lime segments actually, and I've just got some leftover lime bits in the drink that I've just gone there. So I've got a lemon and lime in there. That's alright, it's okay. I've definitely had I've probably had about 4 glasses of water since, so it definitely is helping me drink a little bit more, because I'm very aware that when I was having sugar-free squash, I was drinking a lot of water, drinking a lot of squash, so I would have maybe easily 2 litres a day, very much so, whereas now dropping it off into no added sugar, I'm maybe having a pint of water a day. I mean, I was having also I'm having decaffeinated coffee and things like that, so there's a couple of extra, maybe 4 or 5 a day, but I know I can drink more water, and I know that will really help in terms of keeping myself hydrated and keeping everything working as it should do, and keeping my alertness there and that sort of thing. So I'm going to try and I don't think I'll need to have lemon and lime or lemon in every single bit of water I have. I'm sure I'll very happily have a pint of just normal water every now and again, but I think it'll help me be able to provide myself just a bit of variety with it. So yeah, so that means basically, today I have had 2 healthy extra Bs with 4 slices of 400-gram wholemeal bread. I have had my 1.5 healthy extra A's, which one Baby Bell, just one Baby Bell, and I've had my almond milk, and I've 14.5 sins. So yeah, I'm okay with that day. I've taken my time this evening, but I've still got a few bits done. To practice again, kind of letting things go, so that I might not achieve it all, but I've got a better head state. I know that it is important that I put the effort in to make sure I am happy and healthy, and then once that's settled in, then I will have energy for all the rest of it. But it has to be done where I am eating well and looking after my mental state, because as soon as that's that's there, then that means I've got energy for everything else. So okay, right, I am gonna see you guys again tomorrow. I'll piece together this little video and I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Yep, tomorrow's Thursday. So it's back to work again, and yeah, nothing particularly happening tomorrow. It's not, we're back to a nice normal routine, so nothing should really get in the way of what I need to do. Alright then guys, see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye.